everyone, and welcome back to Leap Interviews. Today I'm joined by Ollie, who is about to launch an environmentally sustainable clothing line. Stay with us, you can learn some inside tips on how to build your projects without harming your environment. Welcome to Leap Interviews. Hello Ollie, how are you? Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we know you're here to talk about your company Lifetree, which is focusing on environmentally sustainable garments. But how do you get involved in such an innovative business area?
It's really interesting actually, because when it started off, I would never see myself going into the world of fashion, right? Out of all things. As an entrepreneurial guy, I thought, okay, maybe technology, but it ended up being fashion. And the idea came when I realized, I looked at the fashion industry and I realized, you know, there's so many garments out there which are extremely harmful for the environment, and there's so many people which don't care about their clothing, but yet there's this emerging market of companies which do care about what they're doing. And how can you bridge that gap, start making people care about the environment, and start making actually good, sustainable clothes which people want to wear?
I really like that you refer to yourself as an entrepreneur. I know a lot of people right now have a lot of ideas to get into the business area. What do you recommend to them? What are your insights into building a company?
I think one of the most important things as an entrepreneur is self-awareness. Is people who are starting a company, which I really advise you should do. I really think you should follow your dream, follow what wakes you up in the morning, right? But you need to have self-awareness. And what that means is you need to know what to expect. Obviously, you can never know completely, but you need to know that 95% of companies fail and still do it because you want to do it. Right?
That's a very pessimistic approach.
But in fact, it's just the facts. You need to look at it and say, look, I might not succeed, but I know the market, I know that it's going to be hard, and I'm prepared to learn no matter what. And that's the most important thing, is that growth mindset. If I don't succeed, I don't fail because I always learn. As long as there's learning, there's no failing.
Okay, so I had to confess that I don't know anything about environmentally sustainable production. How do you decide it? How do you learn about what are the best options for your project?
Right, so when we were building our company, we wanted to not just have sustainable materials, because that's what a lot of other people do, which is already good, which is not destroying the environment while you're making your product. But we wanted to go further and say, how can we give back, right? How can we start rebuilding the environments? And for us, that took form in the form of planting a tree. So every time you buy a shirt, we plant a tree. And it's our hope in order to start seeing a change in the world, to start seeing, you know, things go uphill instead of just downhill.
So this seems amazing. Have you launched already? Are you already in the market? Where can we find you?
So we haven't launched yet. We're in the pre-launch phases now. Expect to hear about us in the next month and a half. Okay. And we're going to be launching our Kickstarter campaign in about 2 months. So, but when that happens, trust me, you'll know.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, but you'll know about it. And so it's really exciting times just before launch, but really excited.
And what are your ambitions for the future? Once you launch, what are you going to do?
As a company, the ambitions are not just to produce the type of clothing we're going to be initially starting with, but in fact we have a long-term plan to diversify and give resources and knowledge to little startups which want to start their own fashion company and say, here, we'll give you the knowledge of how to do it sustainably. We'll show you the good factories to use and how to not destroy an environment, so that then they can grow up and we can diversify the market. Because right now there's a huge gap. You can't buy that many types of clothing sustainably. And we want to bridge that and say, right, how can we create a situation where there's no opportunity cost between buying a sustainable piece of clothing and a non-sustainable piece of clothing?
It's incredible how you want to, as you said, close the bridge. It's not just helping yourself and your company, but also helping other startups to help the environment at the end. What have you learned personally? What was the development of your personality into this project?
Well, personally, I learned while starting a company, as it was the first legit and official company I was starting, is that a lot of people don't want you to make it, don't want you to get there, and it comes in the form of, you know, don't waste your time, startups fail. As I said before, you know, 95%
like 95% of them.
It's a fact, but people just want to enforce it and push it in your face, like, don't do it. And the most important thing which I developed is that resilience to say, okay, that's your opinion. I see things a little bit differently. And you have a vision.
And I have another one.
Exactly, and you keep taking the steps needed for you to reach that vision and to go achieve your goals.
I want to stay with this idea of closing the bridge between being environmentally sustainable and actually making an impact, a good impact on Earth. What is a last tip you can give us?
I think the most important thing for people who are about to start something is know what you want to achieve. Set that as if it was in stone, and don't take your eyes off the money, right? Off the goal, off the end result. Keep focused, and then nothing can stop you. Because the road's going to get tough, but when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
So that's exactly what I want to keep from this interview. Know it, set it, don't keep your eyes off the goal. Thank you so much for coming. We really hope and wish you the best of luck, and for sure we'll keep in touch to know when you launch.
Great, well, thank you so much for having me here. It's been a real pleasure.
It's been a real pleasure for us. And for you, as we said, don't keep your eyes off your goal and believe you can achieve whatever you set yourself for. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next Leap interview. Thank you so much for watching us. I really hope you learned as much as I did. If you haven't done so, please go back and check our previous interviews and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.